Boy, has there been a move on one stock, and that stock is Justdial. Was clearly the center of stage yesterday, up about 10% in today's session as well. Has rebounded very, very strongly from those levels of 377, unless I'm very wrong, which was the low. The case for a chat for getting VSS Money today is not really to talk about the price action, but try and understand the initial traction for the recently launched Jd Omni. We'll also get an update on the ad campaign, the commercial launch of Search Plus, and lots more. He's the founder, managing director, and chief executive officer of Justdial. Joins us right now on the show. Good having you. Thanks so much for joining in. And let's start off with this initial traction that you're seeing, that you are witnessing in Jd Omni. How many customers are signing up in the first month? And typically, how do the trends move from month 1 to month 6? Does the traction become larger in similar cases?
Yeah, the traction has been phenomenal, actually. We thank ourselves that we had the patience to build this product for the last 14 months. And we got something which is really loved by the market. So there's a big thumbs up from customers. So hence, we are looking at scaling up our operations and getting in more and more people to use Jd Omni. As you know, it's the world's first cloud-hosted solution which handles from supply chain to your customer-facing, like your own website, your own app. And it does a lot of things. You have to see it to believe it.
First month, Mr. Mani, but if you could give us some more details in terms of how many subscriber additions have you seen in the first month itself?
So we launched it on 25th officially, but we had pre-launched it a few weeks before. And so far we have seen close to about 2,000 people, 2,000 signups. But that is, again, I want to tell you that we haven't yet deployed our sales force. We are hiring especially for Jd Omni. We are dedicated team of about 500 salespeople and about backed by 500 telesalespeople also. So this combination of feet on street and telesales would ramp up the numbers.
I've never seen you smile that much. So is it the stock, is it success of the new product launch, or thoughts of a long weekend which is making you look so happy today?
I don't honestly look at the stock. It is only a few weeks back I started looking at the stock because people from everywhere started calling me. I really don't bother about stock because overall you have to create great value for your investors, your every stakeholder, which includes your employees and also your customers. You have to really give great value. And in these times, it's like a fast food era of internet where, throw money, all kinds of things happening. One has to have the discipline because you're looking 20 years ahead. And, times are different. So, but then media analysts and others have different expectations. So that kind of perturbed us a bit. But now it's all fine, because we benefit from the same set of people as well. So.
Some reports, though, Mr. Mani, have been indicating that while Jd Omni's functionality and features are good, it is priced higher and will face stiff competition from existing POS software providers. How do you plan to combat that?
First of all, to correct you, it is not just a POS software. It is a complete solution. I mean, if you see the solution, it kind of reduces the time for you. In fact, you can reduce the manpower also to run your business efficiently. So it helps you track your revenues, your profits, your inventory, and the works, including your payroll and everything. So it's a unique solution by itself. For JD, it's a very big plus point because we have a great new product. And because of this product, we get free access to real-time inventory and price. So as far as the price is concerned, I'm surprised. It's the first time I'm hearing the prices are too expensive. Actually, the other way around. People are saying the prices are very reasonably priced, in fact. And that's what you hear from the customers.
Rollout cost for Jd Omni, and when will you start?
And we are encouraging people to go for the... The good thing about Jd Omni is the investment is pretty much done. What we created so far, we have written off in every monthly expense for the last 14 months. So there's nothing like, any capital sitting out there or anything. We haven't capitalized anything. So whatever revenue we make, X the sales cost, and of course there's a bit of hosting and those kind of service costs. This is a huge gross margin product. So potentially it can be upwards of 50%.
So is there a 6-month or 12-month target, user-based target that you have, and any kind of monetization roadmap that you're working with for Jd Omni?
Targets, of course, are very internal, so we don't want to really share it in the media. But we have quite an aggressive target. And honestly speaking, let me put the right perspective here. Compared to search advertising versus having a product like Omni, I think the market for Omni is larger. Market for Omni is larger because it's about running your own business on a day-to-day basis. Whereas when it comes to advertising, it's very discretionary in nature. Sometimes you think I should promote my business and get new customers. Sometimes you say, no, I want to control it. I want to cut my costs. So it's absolutely a discretionary spend. But Omni would not be. Once you sign up with Omni, you will never be able to do without it.
Okay, that's some confidence. Now, I want to...
And every business needs Omni.
Okay. Now, I just want to... I want your view on one concern that a couple of reports have mentioned. Unless I'm wrong, your margins are currently at what, 20 to 23%?
Yes, slightly upwards.
Slightly upwards. Okay. And they say that their downgrades that had come in earlier were on the execution risks for Search Plus. Now, the high promotional expenses for Search Plus haven't kicked in. You just mentioned in this interview that you'll be looking to hire specialized marketing and sales people for Jd Omni, which should add further to your costs as well. Is there a downward risk, temporary as it may be, is there a downward risk to margins over the course of the next 2, 3, 4 quarters?
See, on a regular basis, our salespeople break even within 3 months. So you hire a new person, within 3 months, he's able to give you more revenue than the cost incurred on him. On an Omni, it will be even better. It's most likely that within 45 days, you should be able to break even because the product is so compelling and it's of a different value proposition. So adding more people is actually excellent for a business like us, which has a very, very fixed cost nature, So adding more people means more salespeople, more revenue for the, more top line, and it all goes to the bottom line. In fact, we have to ramp up more. The first batch is going to be of 500 people, and then we'll add another 500 to cover the length and breadth of this country. You need that many or even more.
We're almost halfway through your buyback period, Mr. Mani. Give us a sense of how the response has been, and has most of the acceptance been around the upper end of the level of 1550?
It's a fixed price buyback, so it's going to be at 1550 only. Any participant can go for a proportionate buyback, and I think the response has been very good. It is going to be very well subscribed, yes.
I've asked you this question before and you've answered this one, but just for the benefit of our viewers, I want to revisit this one. There is a lot of cash on your book, and typically cash on the book is not going to give you high return on equity. And because cash on books will not give you high return on equity, your aggregate return ratios will come under pressure. Now, markets and analysts who track Justdial and other technology companies, they are obsessed with return on equity and return on capital. So how are you planning to address this problem?
See, for internet companies, these questions are never asked, actually, honestly speaking, and they actually pile up a lot more cash. Look at all the world-class companies. So I don't think cash is a big issue right now, because next year it will be even a more difficult question to answer, because we will have perhaps much more cash than what we have today. But the point here is you should not make mistakes. When you have cash, you can do all kinds of mistakes also. So that's what we are a very different company that way. We try not to make mistakes. So you will never see us misusing the cash. Cash helps sometimes when you have some great things happening, like if you want to really take Omni to a new level, or there could be something else like Omni coming up soon, which you never know. We have built a new product called Jd Social. And that's an incredibly addictive product, which we have built, which is going to get rolled over in the next, hopefully in the next 3 to 4 months. And that's going to be part of the JD app, but it's got very interesting social features that is going to, so we may need to spend a little bit on such products, which is going to have potential user engagement, great user engagement. But having said that, we will always have the issue of cash, because we are like what do you call, cash flow positive. Every month we pile up more. So, and now the dividend, giving dividends also not that attractive. So probably I don't know what's going to be doing with the cash.
Okay. Well, the idea you can give it back to shareholders, but that's the discretion of the management. But Mac, let's address get you some closing comments from you. As we roll over from FY16 to FY17, your business model has changed. New product applications and new launches have changed. So for FY17 and 18, how much of your aggregate revenue will come from your traditional businesses, and how much of your proposed revenue will come from new businesses?
Very difficult to predict that, honestly speaking. Existing business should also grow at a decent rate. And then you have the new business, new products if they shape up differently. But, actually we're not trying to sell them separate. So we sell them like a Jd Omni Plus package or Jd Omni without Jd Omni. So for us, we're not really focusing that way. Overall, we want our, customers to engage more with us, and we give great products that are really enablers for them and really make sense in their growth path. So that's our goal, actually. So we wouldn't look that way. We would rather look at how much revenue we make per customer rather than the product. In the past also, we bundled voice, web, everything together. We did dabble a bit 7-8 years back to sell separately these products, but now we believe that giving a bundle offer is always a better proposition, easier for the customer to understand.
Okay, we'll leave it at that, Mr. Mani. All the best for the quarters ahead. Thanks so much for taking the time out and joining us today.
Thank you.
That VSS Mani, Justdial. Fairly optimistic and confident about the traction of the business in Jd Omni as well. Actually, it consumed so much of time. We didn't get an update on Search Plus, but all the other factors counted in.